What's going on, y'all? I reviewed the film, able to skim through it, uh, waiting on the all 22 to come out. Should be coming out, I believe, later on tonight. But I definitely wanted to review the game, and also I wanted to review some of the comments that I made in regard to a couple players. So we'll go over that today. Hey, 2-0. Feel good. It's expected. I expected this. You know, it's one thing to make preseason predictions, but it's one thing after everybody is playing to go ahead and know what you're dealing with. Corey, this Cowboys team is different. It's different. A lot of the same faces, but it's different. I believe the past 2 years have prepared them for this season. Now, how this season ends is going to be on them. But I believe that Mike McCarthy, Dan Quinn, and these players have downloaded enough information to know, all right, this is the reason why we've been coming up short. This is what we need to do to go ahead and be the team that we know that we can be and that Cowboy Nation expect us to be. So we got to put it together. It's going to be adverse situations every single game. Even with our dominating wins these past 2 games, there's been adversity that's been faced, right? Missing some players, weather, developing the young players along as far as, for instance, the kicker. The kicker has showed us that, okay, we can have patience. As long as he don't have an ending like Meyer, we can have patience with him. But so far, so good. So I want to give a shout out to the kicker, because the kicker, that was a beautiful performance by the kicker. That's okay. That's okay, Eastside. That's okay. Because we got a few teams that you just can't deny. So give me this. So what's one game on our schedule that you think we're gonna get dogged in? But yeah, adversity is always gonna go ahead and be faced. So, as I said, as I looked at the film early this morning, I came across some things. But first things first, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Mike McCarthy. As you can see, even with these 2 games, it just looked different. Okay, all right, bet. All right, we're gonna remember you said that. We definitely gonna remember that you said that. All right, bet. I can't wait for that one. I want to give a shout out to Mike McCarthy. Mike is calling a hell of a game. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Mike understands his team, and Mike understands what his quarterback can and can't do. Mike went on ahead and did what every offensive coordinator should do, especially with the mediocre play of quarterback going on in the NFL. Let's be honest with you. The quarterback play in the NFL has not been very good. It's been horrific. We can be honest. It's been, other than, rookies needed to go ahead and be developed and rookies doing what they do. Other than that, the quarterback play has been horrific. in totality. It's been horrific. But Dak has been playing some good football, efficient football. He's doing what we ask him to do, which is take care of the football, keep us in positive yards, keep us ahead of the sticks, so we can be in third and short situations. And that's exactly what was being done yesterday to help beat the Jets. Now, yeah, the defense played a dominating game, and Zach Wilson sucks. But you got to understand what happened yesterday. I don't think I remember I was talking. Corey had brought it up too. I don't think people really understand what happened. We really punched them in the mouth from the word go. As soon as we go ahead and got the ball, we hit them in the mouth. Your offensive line was going ahead and getting movement on that good defensive line. I'm looking at Quentin Williams getting pushed back. We brought physicality to the table. We not only did we bring a challenge to what the defense, which we're going to go ahead and get into soon, but we brought physicality to the Jets. They be like, oh, but it's the Jets. No matter what you say, look what they did to that Buffalo Bills offense. You can't tell me Buffalo Bills ain't got no good offense. You be lying to me to tell me that Buffalo Bills ain't got no good offense. You be lying to me. And look what they did to that offense. And look what we did to that defense. They won that game straight off of defense. That's a top 5 defense. Coached by Robert Saleh. Coming from the 49ers. That same similar scheme that the Niners like to win, we punched it in the mouth. And the Jets, in total, got more talent on defense than the 49ers. Let's be real. Let's be real. In total, yes, they do. And we punched them in the mouth and put 30 on them. From the word go, we were scoring. Now we can go ahead and say, now the players understood it, Mike understand it, and we understand it, that we have to be better in the red zone and converting 7s, not 3s. I like what the offense did. Now, there's a couple things that, I kind of got in mind, but I like what the offense did. I do. See, look, you got to understand, football ain't a pretty game. So it's cool that Mahomes like to go ahead and throw them behind the back passes, right? It's only one Mahomes. Everybody trying to be Mahomes. But at the end of the day, it's about beating your man. It's about doing your job. Football, for some reason, these people try to go ahead and make football a complex game, and it's really so simple. So simple. And because the Dallas Cowboys are doing simple things, they are coming out with dominating wins. Some of these offensive coordinators, some of these defensive coordinators is making the game complex when it doesn't have to be. Mike McCarthy told you, hey, look, majority of our passes is going to be 10 or less. It's cool. We got playmakers that can go ahead and be very good in space. So we're going to go ahead and let Deuce Vaughn. Shout out to Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn. I'm proud of Deuce Vaughn. We're going to let CD do his thing. We're going to let TP do his thing. We got tight ends that can put pressure on. You got wide receivers that can put pressure on. Yeah, we missing Cooks, though, but in all reality, even without Cooks, we still got a whole lot of talent. So as you can see, the emphasis was getting playmakers this year that can go ahead and maneuver in space. And that's what allow you to go ahead and be able to dink and dunk, as people going to go ahead and say this is offense is going to be. If dink and dunk is going to get us wins, then let's dink and dunk our way to victory. I don't give a damn how it look. I just want to win. See, you can go ahead and throw the ball 10 yards or less when you got Deuce Vaughn being able to go ahead and break ankles. When you got TP that can break ankles, and even Rico Dowdle that can break ankles. When you got CD Lamb, whose specialty is yards after the catch. As you can see against the New York Jets, against a secondary that they say that CD Lamb was going to get shut down on. We ain't going to act like we ain't forgot that. We ain't going to act like we ain't forgot that. Oh, CD Lamb wasn't going to do nothing. this and that and that. CeeDee Lamb then they put $150 on you. But like I said, in the other law, they ain't gonna give us no credit. They're gonna always find some type of way. They're gonna go ahead and minimize Dak's performance. They're gonna minimize his offensive performance. They're gonna minimize everything that we do. That's cool. If that's how we got to do, fly on the radar, then that's what it is. That's just what it's gonna be. Cool. We want the wins anyway. We understand the expectations of the team. Micah Parsons and company understand the expectations of this team. Kellen Moore, as we talked about it ever since the last game that we played last season, it was either going to be Dak or Kellen Moore, and they chose Dak. Mike McCarthy came up, I can fix that. I can fix that interception problem. I know what to do. I've been around Dak long enough to know what he does best and what he can't do. And you can see it. He didn't change the whole thing up, make Dak comfortable. You can hear it in his voice. Dak even got an edge. I even heard last night, right? I was listening to this morning when I was working out. When they was trying to bring up Dak's interception problem. Dak shut that down. I'm like, there you go, Dak. Go ahead. Stand up for yourself. Because Dak didn't usually stand up for himself. Dak usually takes a lot of the punishment and just shrugs it off. But as you can see a little bit during training camp, Dak starting to stand up for himself a little bit and have a little bit more edge. And if that's what's going to come with Dak Prescott, cool. If Dak Prescott going to go ahead and run 7+ times and run with aggression and run like he ain't tripping off of that leg injury that he had, that's a Dak Prescott that this team needs. Like I said, Mississippi, 2016 Dak Prescott, but in a more refined version. And if that's what we're going to get, then this team can go ahead and go places because we got the weapons around them. When you look back at that Ezekiel Elliott first year, right? We had the weapons. We had the offensive line. We had the running back. Now, in this year, we had better wide receiving core, all around better receiving core, not the same offensive line, but a dominant offensive line. You may not have Ezekiel Elliott, but we got talent in that running back room. We got everything that Dak Prescott can be comfortable and ain't got to do too much. That was the emphasis of this offseason, and that's what they accomplished. And you can see it off the rip that this is what we want to do. Remember, as we discussed, y'all, before the season started, I said this team gonna look different. This team gonna look different. It might not look as far as Dak throwing for dang near 400. It might not look like that, all flashy and stuff. It might not look like that. It might be a little gritty. Remember, we talked about that. That's what we at. That's what we getting. That's what we getting so far. Y'all remember I said about 250 to 300? I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Yeah, there's going to be some games where Dak Prescott going to go off. I'm pretty sure probably against Arizona. He get ready to light it up. I'm sure of that. So when the chances is there, take them. There's gonna come a time where the teams is gonna go ahead and play up and say, Dallas, can you go up top? And we do have the personnel to go ahead and we're about to go up top on you. That's why we bring Cooks in. See, we brought Cooks in. CD has went on ahead to take the next level. We brought all these weapons in, so when they do play up, we have the weapons to go ahead and go up top. So I dare you to go ahead and one-on-one us. I dare you to have one safety D. I dare you to go in zero. I dare you to do all that. I dare you to make us go deep. We have it. Just got to be able to execute. Rich, hold on. So we got that, y'all. We got that. Also, since we on the subject of Mike McCarthy, as far as getting CD early, that was a smart move on Mike McCarthy's behalf to go ahead and get CD involved early, because that kind of gave that team a jump start. And that gave us, even though we was 10 yards or less, we was able to get some explosion from CD. CD was able to go ahead and be in position to go ahead and cook. He was able to go ahead and cook. So shout out to CD. CD doing what we brought CD in to do. CD did yesterday what we expect our 88s to do, which is perform. Perform against good competition. Perform when we need you to. We know that when we needed to play back then, well, we call on Dez Bryant. Hey, Dez Bryant, we need you to go up and go get this. Snag this down, Dez Bryant. We need that. And the same is going to go ahead and be done with CeeDee Lamb. Now, Michael Gallup, 50-50. And I'm going to tell you why I'm 50-50. One, because we didn't need Michael Gallup to do anything as seen. But one thing I can tell you is that I'm paying you $12-13 million. So I'd expect you to show up in a little bit more ways. Now, there's going to come a time where he going to have to show up. And then when it's time for him to show up, we're going to see if he does show up. Because if he's having disappearing acts when we need him, then y'all going to go ahead and get a different reaction of it. But because we didn't really need him to do much yesterday because we still put out the victory, I'm going to go ahead and just mellow off on him for now. But I got my eye on you, Michael Gallup. I do. Tolbert, shout out to Tolbert. I believe he had more catches yesterday than he did all season last year, and he looked good. And Tolbert did that against a quality defense. So shout out to Jalen Tolbert. I called the tight ends out. Your top two tight ends scored. And Dak missed the throw, and he should have had another one. Your tight ends in totality should have had 3 touchdowns. And if Hendershot was a bully, I'm just giving Hendershot a hard time, but if Hendershot was a bully, we would have had 4. Hendershot would have 4. So shout out to the tight ends for going ahead and answering the call. Since we're on the offensive side of the ball, I'm going to give a shout out to TP. See, look, they're going to look at that. I believe TP had 25 for 72 yards, but touched the ball about 30 times. They're going to look at it. Oh, he wasn't efficient. TP had a good game. Because, look, TP was going against a good defense. TP went on ahead and answered some doubts as far as, can TP get them dirty yards? Can TP run in a physical manner? Can TP go ahead and run in between them tackles consistently? And TP went on ahead and shut all the doubters up. So shout out to TP. Shout out to Mike McCarthy and company for going ahead and establishing that. See, even though we expected, when you go ahead and able to dominate the time of possession like we did and run pretty much damn near 80 plays, if not 80 plays, I believe, you can go ahead and have a balanced attack. We were balanced in our attack. I believe, though, we have more rushing attempts than we had passing attempts. So even though we expected Mike McCarthy to air it out, which he will, Mike McCarthy's still going to run that ball. Mike McCarthy understands that, hey, we still got to run the ball because we ain't got to go ahead and take too many chances because we got this dominant defense. Supposedly the best defense in all of football to back us up. So we don't need to take risk. We don't need to go ahead and try to compete and outscore the competition. When we got the defense here that's going to give us some chances, some extra chances, we got the defense to go ahead and give us some good field position so we can go ahead and take advantage of them opportunities. So shout out to that. Shout out to Rico Dowdle for running hard. Shout out to Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn, hey, and his limited opportunities, he went on ahead and bounced back from that bobble catch. Deuce Vaughn has some meaningful touches. And I like the way that Mike McCarthy is involving all of his running backs. I like the way that Mike McCarthy trusts in Deuce Vaughn early. Because you could see that the speed that Deuce Vaughn has, look, every defense that we face ain't going to be like the Jets. And Deuce Vaughn was able to go ahead and show that burst against the Jets easily. Deuce Vaughn is going to go ahead and be wonders for this team. I'm telling y'all, for those of y'all who've been with me since the offseason, or even before that, y'all know that we talk a lot about Deuce Vaughn. Y'all know that we had a lot of belief and faith in Deuce Vaughn. And Deuce Vaughn is going to go ahead and cash us in on having that belief in it because Deuce Vaughn can play some football. When it's all said and done, some of the things that Deuce Vaughn can do, none of your other running backs can. TP may be bigger, TP may have speed, but there's some things that Deuce Vaughn can do that these other running backs can't do. So you getting the best of three worlds, not just one world. The best of three worlds when all your running backs doing different things. So shout out to Deuce. Yeah. Turpin. See, and that's another thing regarding the speed element, not only Cooks, but Turpin. See, I'm seeing a lot Turpin gonna do. They're gonna get the ball and use Turpin speed laterally, and they can use a lot of Brandon Cooks going vertically. They're gonna go ahead and, hey, Turpin, go ahead. Since you are a returner, use your returner like skill. That's why we go ahead and give Turpin a couple carries, because we get Turpin in space, and use that explosiveness. This offense is gonna look so different, y'all. It's gonna look different. And just the weapons that we have is just, we can just attack teams from everywhere. And it's big that we can win in multiple ways. And from what we have seen in years past and what we're doing now, I have confidence that we can win in multiple ways. We can win a defensive game. We have the ability that even if it was a shootout, we can win a shootout. So if you can win in multiple ways, that increases your chances of how you want to end your season, because you got to be able to win in multiple ways, but you got to make plays when they count. So as I watched back in the film, I wanted to give a shout out real quick to Bass. He had a shaky start, but when I paid more attention to him in that film session, Bass had a good game. He had a good ending to that game. Bass did well. He did well coming in. You could still see that he need to go ahead and grow into that grown man body though. But for him to come in the way that he is as a rookie, Bass gonna be here. Bass might be that cheap guard that we may need when we go ahead and pay all these other bodies. Bass did well. Tyron did his thing. Edoga. Now the worry was all Quentin Williams on Edoga. But Edoga was never an issue this game. Edoga did his thing. He was never an issue. That's a testament. That's a testament to the staff for going ahead and making that guard, because I would have never ever thought to put Edoga in that guard. But they putting him in at guard, and he doing an excellent job filling in. And he's doing such an excellent job that you could rest Tyler Smith 2 more weeks and bring him back week 5 if you wanted to. Make sure that hamstring is right for Tyler Smith. So I'm sure probably Tyler Smith probably won't play this week. If anything, he'll probably maybe play next week. But that's fine. Because even though Tyler Smith definitely makes his offensive line better, we ain't missing him. Especially when you're able to go ahead and get the ball out quick, and we're not asking him to protect for 7 seconds. We're just asking him to go ahead and use his strength to go ahead and keep the defensive tackle at bay for a few seconds, couple seconds. He can do that, and he's doing a good job at it. Going against Quentin Williams and that Jets defensive line was a tall task. And your offensive line, not only as a unit, but individually, did they thing. So we got to give a shout out to the offense. I don't care what offense you run. I don't care if you get the ball out quick or you hold the ball. If your offensive line doing this thing, that's going to allow you for you to go ahead and have Dak Prescott to have 28 plus completions. That offensive line. That offensive line. Hyperextension. Oh, yeah, we're going to get into that. Yeah, we're going to get into that, Hoodlum. We're going to get into that. So, overall, with this offense, cool. Now, with the hyperextension, I think that might be like a pain tolerance thing for him. So, hopefully, he good to go, Arizona. I would like to see him there for Arizona. I seen Awesome come in, and then they went on ahead and threw Bass at right guard toward the end. I didn't really get to look at Awesome too much, though, but I'll probably take a look when that All-22 film come in. But let's go to this defense real quick, right? So to answer Hoodlum's question, this defensive, I'm gonna tell you what I've seen from the defensive line. I know it wasn't a huge sample; it was just one game, but the defensive line, from what I've seen so far, showed me what I wanted to see. I wanted to. I'm gonna tell you why. The defensive ends, all your defensive ends. I said all of them. Everybody that played defensive end showed a level of physicality regarding using their hands to set that edge. They did a wonderful job being physical. All of them. That whole defensive line. All of them did a good job being physical. You can tell the emphasis this all season of we need to go ahead and stop the run. We seen that against the Jets because if we wasn't, they would allow Breach Hall or Cook to go ahead and get a couple chunk runs, or they would have kept running that ball. But some of the things that they tried that we failed last year on, they didn't allow the Jets to go ahead and execute on none of that. I was proud of the defense. That put a smile on my face. All your defense ends putting the emphasis on stopping because they know that, hey, if we stop this run, we got a whole quarter and a half, 2 quarters to go ahead and just peel back and go ahead and eat. As you can see, we're not letting they love to go ahead and rush that passer. But as Micah and them say, you got to earn that right to rush the passer. So you can see the emphasis on that. See the emphasis on that. Yeah, the defensive ends ball. The defensive ends even was physical when you would see them come in at 3-tech, like Tank Dorrance and them. Even with Micah rush inside, you see the physicality of your defensive ends even inside. And that Jets offensive line ain't no bums. Let me just put that out there. As a unit, they're not bums. Dwayne Brown is a good tackle. We're just making them look like bums. Got to remember that. Some of them offensive line, they're good. They're good. It's a good offensive line. It ain't great, but it's good. And as a whole, it's better than that Giants defensive line. I promise you that. And we made them look soft, and we made them look like a JV team. Yeah, your defensive line played physical this game. And also, I wanted to point out that what I seen, especially in the passing, see, this is the reason why that Micah Parsons seemed like he's even on to a faster start. I'm going to tell you why. It's because your D tackles, everybody that's rushing inside is getting that push that we talked about all year. That we went on ahead and discussed that Mozzie Smith need to help us do. They getting that push. So as you can see, all game they was getting that push. So when they got that push, so when Micah Parsons would bend that edge, the quarterback can't step up. He don't have to chase him some more. Now all Micah got to do is beat his man, and he's there because the quarterback has nowhere to go. Osa doing that. Mozzie was doing that. Your defensive ends who was up in there doing that. I even seen Neville doing that a little bit. Y'all know I'm hard on Neville, and I still don't rock with Neville. I don't care what good he do. But I got to give credit where credit is due. Neville, your defensive line as a whole inside was pushing that pocket. That's what Micah will tell you. Micah will tell you the difference. I can see the difference. So early on, the things that was an issue, a hindrance to this team, you could say that that's a point of emphasis so far. And the first month, we already know, especially the first couple games, is how this team is going to go ahead and operate for the year. Y'all can see that Tampa game last year, right? What did we do? Get punked. We got punked. We got punked in that Tampa game that one year. And that was our theme the whole year, getting punked in a run game. How we started is how we finished, getting punked the whole year. But that emphasis is being physical. The emphasis is, you see on the offense, we're going to be a little bit more conservative. Even though we have weapons, we're going to be a little more conservative and rely on our playmakers to make plays every week. And in all reality, with a defense like that and with a quarterback that we have, that's the best formula that we can do to go ahead and come out on top to win every game. So there's going to be times where we probably going to want explosion and not going to get it. Just because Mike McCarthy got to babysit our quarterback. He's going to have to babysit him. And that's fine. Y'all know we understood that all year. He was going to have to babysit him. And that's what we're seeing. Him babysitting him. I think Greedy was talking about he driving that bus. Yeah. We got to call Dak the Magic School Bus. He driving that bus. He driving the bus. We got Ferraris and Lambos pulling up to the club. But what Dak Prescott gonna do? Pull up to the club in the bus? He said the wheels on the bus go round and round. So, so Dak ain't gonna come and stop. See that Benz that Dak wanted to drive last year? They took that. They repoed that. Mike McCarthy repoed that. He repoed that Benz and gave that man a bus. He repoed that Benz and gave him a van. He gave him that Dodge Caravan. he took that flashy car away. He said, man, your payments is too much. We're going to go ahead, man, and put them payments down. Your payments is too much. Terminator. Yep. Mm-hmm. I agree. That's that D-Law inside. Yep. D-Law, most deaf. And y'all know my favorite player on this defense, other than Michael. Y'all know my boy is Osa. And Osa, he always been doing his thing, but Osa has taken a jump in his pass rush. What Osa got on the year? 3 sacks, I think? He's taking a jump in his pass rush. And Osa has always been the glue to whatever we do. Remember that Osa, regard to his importance to this team, is top 3. He a top 3 on this team as far as importance. Everybody's important, but he top 3. He top 3 for sure. You gotta have Osa. You gotta have Osa doing what he do. Osa's also gonna be a big part in helping Mozzie Smith and company push that pocket. See, it's always the guys that shows importance in the middle. You think Chris Jones in Kansas City gonna have that success without them D linemen going ahead and allowing him to free him up? Every pass rusher needs them hard work, blue collar dudes that's gonna do that dirty work, right? Like the Warriors, man. Everybody needs somebody that's gonna set them screens like Andrew Bogut. That's going to do what Kayvon Looney and them do. They need them to set them screens. They need to do the dirty work. They need, just like the Nuggets, they need a Bruce and an Aaron Gordon to do that dirty work. You got your stars, but in order for your stars to be stars, you got to have somebody doing that dirty work. And Osa is one of the few that's going to and willing to do that dirty work. So, and for him to go ahead and take a next step in his game and to grow in his game, to do that dirty work, but also now show some pass rush ability. Oh, man, you might not be able to keep Osa. Osa might try to go ahead. Hey, look, you let Osa have an 8 sack year. Oh, man, when it's time to pay him, All right. You might got to be drafting D tackles soon too. That's probably where Viliami got brought. They probably know. That's probably why Viliami is here. Shoot. Somebody gonna throw that money at Osa. They ain't stupid. Jerry and them ain't stupid. That's why Viliami, that's why they say, hey, Viliami, eat some more of that Polynesian food. We're gonna have to fatten you up because you about to play some D tackle. Straight up. Mm-hmm. Facts, Terminator. Gallup. Man, I'm on that same thing. See, if he was on that Ricky contract, I wouldn't have to say what I had to say about him. But I'm paying you 12, 13 mil. If I'm going to pay a wide receiver 12, 13 mil, you're getting paid the most on this team. Because CD's still on his contract. His rookie. Cooks ain't getting that. You're getting to pay the most out of the. Come on. Okay, I guess I could give you for last year. You was hurt. All I heard was Gallup is back. Gallup is this. Gallup is that. Well, Gallup, I'm paying you 12, 13 mil. So you having one catch for 3 yards? I'm sorry, that's not going to work. Because if y'all was going to do this with Dak and spread it around, what was the point of bringing Gallup back? This is where Tolbert will go ahead and be good, and you can go ahead and allocate that money somewhere else. Well, you got to pay CD. What's the point of bringing Gallup back? That's why I said when we signed him, there's no point. You could went on ahead and go get a Denzel Mims for cheaper. And even if you paid him, he wasn't going to get paid as much as Michael Gallup and still be able to do what you do because you're spreading the ball around. You got weapons. You throwing the ball more to the running backs, the tight ends, and CD than you probably will for any other wide receiver. They're going to have their games where they get off, but in all, that's not going to be Dak who Dak throw to, especially in the red zone. Y'all see who he want in the red zone. And for you to give Michael Gallup 13 mil just to go ahead and be another one of them, I don't want a number 3 wide receiver. And let's be honest with you, even though we want to play 2 games, out of all the games, he looked like the number 4 wide receiver. So we're paying a number 4 wide receiver 12, 13 mil. I'm not feeling that. I'm not. Facts. That's all. So they're gonna have to do something about that. Either they're gonna have to take a pay. You gotta take a pay cut, or he gotta do something because I'm just not feeling. We that's damn near. Ain't that damn near number 1 wide receiver money? I don't know who getting paid the most. I'm pretty sure the little number 1 receiver is gonna be paying damn near 20 mil, but that's damn near number 1 wide receiver money. You let CD get 1 catch for 3 yards right now. You let CD get 1 for 3. Y'all see when Amari Cooper had similar type stats? We was on his line. But because he's not even considered a number 1 or even a number 2 on this team, he goes under the radar. But I'm sorry, I can't allow somebody who getting that contract to be under the radar. That's all I'm saying. That man right now, he's stealing money. He's stealing money. He's stealing money. Whoo! Yeah, Corey. They're going to have to fix that. They're going to have to fix that. They're going to have to fix that. And fast. But yeah, I like Tank rushing in the inside. I do. Because Tank rushing on the inside allows you to go ahead and put Sam Williams on that field. So you got Micah, Tank, Sam rushing. Osa. Got good rushing. I'm even seeing a lot more where Leighton is playing defensive end and even rushing some. I'm like, okay, what's going on with this? And I ain't gonna lie. Leighton don't look too bad rushing. For what I see, he don't look too bad rushing. Maybe he was supposed to be a defensive end. I don't know. Now Leighton had a good pop, but I'm gonna tell y'all this: linebacker. Now you're getting good production, and you're gonna get even more production when Donovan Wilson comes back, and you're getting good production from. I don't know why this had his name in my head, but just forgot it. The safety we got playing linebacker, Marquise Bell. Marquise Bell is your most aggressive linebacker. Just like how we were saying last year, Donovan Wilson is like your most aggressive tackler. Right now, it's Marquise. He's your most aggressive there. You could see him forcefully trying to impose his will. It's I like it. I'm with it, and it helps. But it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't. It should not be like that. When you see Kansas City went on here to go get Nick Bolton, you see what Nick Bolton does for them in the middle. We need a force in that middle. So that's why it really hurt when Overshown was gone, because Overshown was going to grow into be that force in the middle. Now, Clark, you know, when that all 22 come out for me later on, I want to see why Clark only had one helper tackle, and that's it. Because that's a little strange to me, too. That's strange. That's strange for Clark only to have one tackle and it was a helper. And you're a linebacker. You're right where the action is at. And Zach Wilson ain't going in and throwing deep bombs. Now, I know Micah in your defensive line was cleaning a lot of things up. But if Marquise and them can come here and make a force, why is Marquise beating you to the ball? All right, hey, linebacker right now was a question for me. It is. It's a little bit of a question because, like I said, knock. One injury, it's not gonna do this team no justice. It's not gonna do this team no justice. Hey. We're gonna see. I'm when that all 22, I'm gonna look at Clark. I'm gonna pay attention to Clark. Because you know he could be in position and funnel everything. You know, linebacker ain't all about stats. I understand that. But it's just strange to see a linebacker only having a helper tackle. That's just strange. And I know it's not really a question because we dominating these teams that we playing, but I don't want stuff like that to be a problem for the future because we ain't gonna be blowing everybody out. We're gonna have a couple close games. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be this week because from what I'm seeing with Arizona already, we should most likely dog them out too. We should be dogging. Now I know Arizona be a little tricky and Mickey going on. I think we go to Arizona too. So, but so what? This is a revenge tour. We had to get back with Robert Saleh. Giants was talking wet all off season. Arizona, in the past, we had a little trouble with them. Whether they give us good games or they beat us, even though we beat them a couple. It's a revenge tour. Because especially with that Buffalo Bills, I didn't forget what y'all did on Thanksgiving. Mocking Zeke doing this. I was thinking about that early this morning when you was doing this, and I ain't forget that. I ain't forget that. I don't forgive nor I forget. I ain't forget none of that. This is my revenge tour. This is my revenge tour. I believe Arizona have played a couple of these teams good, but they just lost it because they just ain't got no talent. And Josh Dobbs ain't gonna do nothing. With Josh Dobbs, we familiar with him last year. He ain't gonna do nothing. He sucked. But if they don't go ahead and handle this team, that means they took this team for granted. Because it's probably the worst team he done played so far. Yeah, he sure is. Zeke want to come back home. Like the Fighting Temptations, Zeke want to come back home. Zeke want to come back home. Zeke want to come back home. I ain't mad at it, but Zeke, the way they playing, home may not be in Texas no more. He might go chill with Eastside Harold over there in Houston, but in Dallas, I don't think there's a place for you. I don't think there's a place for him. Probably. Probably. They probably gonna cut it because I don't even understand this shit. Where my day streaming shit, he can handle the load. Just go get it, give him a cheaper backup. He can handle the load. But yeah, I mean, all in all, like I said, the only thing I can really criticize this team about, though, and it actually be solid and concrete, is just them executing in the red zone. They gotta go ahead and do better at that. I don't care how good the defense is. You can actually lose a game by just putting up field goals. Because there's more than a way to lose a game. So they got to be better at executing that. Dak got to be better at executing because a lot of that falls on Dak's shoulders too. You know, I heard Mike McCarthy's last night's speech. Now, he did a press conference. I got to listen to it when I get off here. But last night I heard him taking blame for that. And I understand that. Because you can go ahead and, because I could scratch my head on you handing the ball to Hendershot. But all in all, you could at least had a better red zone percentage if Dak makes that throw to Ferguson or looks on the other way and sees CD. But either way, he made the right decision. He just got to execute on the play. Right. That was one of my biggest concerns, terminated and kicker. You can't have a good offense without that kicker. And especially from what it's looking like now, for us not executing in the red zone, and we playing this West Coast or Texas Coast. Let me correct myself. Texas Coast kicker definitely is going to be huge every game. Every game. Yeah. CD balling. I'm glad CD going ahead and develop to what we all knew that he can be. I know people doubted, no, he ain't no number one. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm the only one I was seeing them saying, yeah, CD is number one. He just got to develop. No, he ain't no number. Now look at it. CD balling. And we're going to need CD to go ahead and continue to grow and take that next step. You know, you hear Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, they get all the love, credit, Diggs. And CD is always the forgotten man when they talk about the top wide receivers. But this year, they're not going to be able to deny him giving that recognition. If they do, they just hating. You can't deny CD. You can't deny him. CD is going, and CD ever since he became in the league has made winning plays, has made clutch plays. Since his rookie, I remember him in Atlanta. I think it was the overtime, making that 40-yard run. He's always made huge plays. But it's a process to go ahead and take that step to be a number one. And sometimes people develop quicker than others, right? Jamar and them and Jefferson, they came on right away. But sometimes the late bloomer is the one that's going to go ahead and pass them all up. And you have Jamar, Justin, all on the table. I'm taking CD. Right? CD brings an element, especially. See, CD does better than all these something better than all these wide receivers. And CD went on ahead and added more strength to his body, and you can see the difference, and you can see the difference in the way that he runs physically. You see how it takes, you know, even on first contact, he's still getting an extra 5 or 7 yards. All that adds up. All that adds up. And when it's all said and done, Sauce don't want to. You see, Sauce, like I told you, Sauce Gardner was soft when it come down to tackling. Sauce don't want to tackle no CD in space. Don't a lot of these corners don't want to tackle CD in space. So if we can get him isolated on these corners, so he can put them pads on them. Come on, y'all. Come on. Barbecue chicken. Barbecue chicken. Barbecue chicken. I wouldn't be surprised if Ferguson had a good 80 yards this game coming up. I think, especially with Isaiah Simmons being gone. Ain't got can't nobody run with him. Dak should have 300 plus this game. He should this game should be where the explosive plays come in. This defense got to just stay tight. As we understand, the defense just they got to show up every game. There can't be a game where the defense doesn't show up. Can't be a game. Can't be a game. They got to show up every week. That's, it's kind of like that Seattle defense. All they needed was just Marshawn to do his thing and Russell Wilson to take care of the football and just move when it's needed. And that's how they won that Super Bowl. That's how they was able to win that Super Bowl, right? Matt Flynn, hey, we're going to have to bench you. See, they could talk about quarterbacks all they want, but Mike McCarthy got Matt Flynn paid. Even though he got benched his first year in Seattle, he got him that contract. But what he did with him in Green Bay when A-Rod got hurt, he got him paid. And the what he gonna do with Dak Prescott? He gonna eliminate. He gonna eliminate. He may not throw for as many yards as he did last year, but he gonna eliminate them turnovers. He gonna eliminate them errors because he know what he do best. Now I know we always had conversations about Dan Quinn versus Mike McCarthy, but the way Mike doing this thing, see. When we had Jason Garrett and all of it, we make the playoffs one year, don't make it the next, they make it the next year. No consistency. Always finishing 9 and 7. But you finishing up there, you going to the playoffs in back-to-back years and expected to go again? And what he get ready to do with Dak Prescott? It's going to be hard not to bring him back, y'all. It's going to be hard not to bring him back. Say what they want about Mike, but Mike winning. Yeah, I know we got Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is definitely, but Dan Quinn is a better defensive coordinator than he is head coach. I need a head coach. I need a head coach. I love Dan Quinn. I need a head coach. I know they would be crushed. I'm not saying that Dan Quinn gonna leave us, but pretty soon he gonna get some head coaching. Probably after this year, he gonna get them head coaching, and it's gonna be, hey, is it Mike or Dan Quinn? And this season gonna answer that question for us. Is it Mike or Dan Quinn? Do you keep Dan Quinn and just bring in a guru and then change it all up and allow Dak to learn something different, and allow Trey Lance and them to learn something different? Or do you keep the things similar with your offense and just understand that you got talent on defense and maybe change things up a little bit? See, there's a lot of good coordinators out there, defensive coordinators out there, but there's only one Dan Quinn. But there's a lot of good defensive coordinators out there. And you can see the effect of Dan Quinn. I'm not going to put that debate out there right now, but that's something that we can think about and allow it to be heavy on our mind as we go through the season. Because I'm pretty sure toward the end of this season, we're gonna probably pose this question again, and we're gonna figure out. So what is it? Is it Mike? Is it Dan Quinn? Because Dan Quinn gonna get that call. He gonna get that call for head coaching. See, he didn't want to go ahead to the Houston Texans, nah. But he gonna get that call for a team that probably got a young up and coming quarterback that got some talent, and he just need to go ahead and flip it around. He gonna get that call. He gonna get that call. Or does he say, "Hey, I just like what I got with Dallas, and I just want to be in a winning environment"? That'll be a win-win situation to keep both. But if you gotta choose between both, we're gonna find out at the end of the year who it is. Buda Baker out on IR. Yeah. 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 It's not looking too good for Arizona. It ain't looking too good for Arizona. It ain't. Especially when they let the Giants come back on them like that. It's not looking too good. Not looking too good. But yeah, them is questions that we all compose and answer. But like I said, they're going to get answered as we go along through the course of this season. It's going to be a long season, but an exciting one at there. And as long as we go ahead and keep getting them dubs, you ain't going to get no complaints from me. But I just like to go ahead and fix problems before they bite you in situations that you don't want them to bite you in, when you could have went on ahead and nipped it in the bud right then and there. So let's have better execution in the red zone before it bites us in a place that we don't want it to bite us in. As I mentioned earlier in that last live, this team has the talent and the depth to go perfect. Now, whether they will go perfect is a different story, but they can reach perfection. Yes, they can. But will they is a different story. And with a little luck, an easy schedule, huh? I ain't see nothing easy about this schedule. I ain't see nothing easy about the Bills and the Dolphins and the Jets and what our division got going on. I ain't see nothing easy about that. I ain't see nothing easy about that. And we have what, the Pats too? I don't know about easy. We're going to make it look easy. Now, if that's what you mean, then I understand. Because you probably right. You probably right. We is gonna make it look easy. You know. But easy? I don't know about that one. It's a little reaching a little bit. But anywho. I'm going to get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Hit that like button if you haven't done so. And until next time, y'all, I'm up out of here.